Hello everyone, this is Primetime Wrestling UK again, and this is our second recording of the day, which will go up sometime during the week. Today we're going to just briefly talk about the WWE Network, which has finally arrived in UK. Steve Austin's podcast with Triple H, Royal Rumble, and briefly NXT. First the network, because we've been waiting long enough for that. Finally it arrives.
Yeah, it did. Well, at least for you guys, it's been legal getting drip for quite some time. But it's been worth the wait, I think, for you guys over in the UK. And I think, to be honest, it was very unfair that it wasn't launched at the same time as the US, considering that the UK is WWE's second biggest market. But I guess it's been worth the wait because of the content involved.
I don't think they realised how awkward it was going to be to bring here with the whole deal they had with Sky, which they signed not that long ago, so they were very stupid to do that deal in the first place.
Yeah, I agree. The thing is with the whole Sky thing now is I've never seen them advertise so much, like a pay-per-view so much in my life until the network launched. Once the network launched, it was adverts for the Royal Rumble pay-per-view, like left, right, and center. Every opportunity they got. It was like the Royal Rumble on on the Skybox office. It was like a constant reminder. It was like, oh, we've got the network now, so we're not going to pay obviously maybe £6 more to actually watch it when you can actually pay only the $9.99 and watch it.
It was like one thing that I felt was real kick in the teeth when they announced that launch last year that it was meant to come out, and then they pulled it like within 20 minutes of the start. That night they went and gave Rusev the US title and we never got to see it. That, as a fan of Rusev's, that really annoyed me.
I don't really blame you either, to be honest. But I think they're being very, how do I explain this? They're being very wrong in the sense that, they're giving things on the network for free. Like when I first got it through VPN, back in February last year, it was a 6-month commitment. And if you couldn't commit to that, obviously they're just going to say, okay, he's not interested, we'll just cancel the service. But people are just going to resubscribe, watch the pay-per-view, cancel the subscription, and just do that for the pay-per-views. I don't think that's necessarily fair either.
For me, it's not even about the pay-per-views, there's just so much on there from the past. You got Over the Edge from the night that Owen Hart died, and I haven't seen that since it happened.
I'm gonna obviously reveal something, but that's the only WWE pay-per-view I've never watched before. For obvious reasons, and Owen was a big favourite of mine growing up, so even when it is on the network, and like you mentioned, aside from the pay-per-views, the content, now with Black History Month this month, they've actually added a lot of stuff, really good stuff as well, like Mid-South, and it's gonna get bigger and better as it goes on. Eventually we will see WCW Saturday Night, we'll see probably Superstars of Wrestling, we're going to get the primetime shows, etc. So
we've also got all the old episodes of Raw from the 90s. A lot of that's still not on there, so there's so much more of that to... I don't even think there's 2000 any of that year of Raw on there yet, so there's so much to add.
That they don't add Raw that regularly.
Yeah, where they have to wait 30 days to add each episode of Raw, don't they?
Because
Which is annoying.
I can't record on my Skybox, and I can't stay up and watch it. So for me though,
and their replays of Raw now are
like an hour.
Yeah, 1 hour.
So it's like, how am I supposed to watch Raw and SmackDown if I can't stay up and watch it? I'm not going to stay up till 4 o'clock with work the next day.
Yeah, how can you cut down Raw on a replay from 3 hours to an hour?
I mean, it was 2 hours anyway.
That's all the Triple H nonsense.
It's funny that saying that Triple H, he said on the podcast how he would love it to go back to 2 hours because it's a nightmare arranging a 3-hour show.
Yeah, I found that really amusing as well. And to be honest, he's right. I really feel 3 hours is too much.
They just end up shoving in random stuff just to waste time, and it's not what it should be about, really.
Yeah, and I think since they took 3 hours at least, the most memorable Raw was a few weeks ago with the whole Ascension thing on the NWO, and that was probably the most memorable one where I actually looked at the 3 hours just flew by completely. And it was a great build up to the Rumble as well, to be honest. Brock was on fire that night.
There was. Did you hear these reports that people had unsubscribed to the network because of Roman winning the Rumble?
Yeah, and I remember even after the Rumble, just going on Twitter and reading that obviously the hashtag cancel Tony Network was trending. And people like, oh, we're going to cancel the network just because Roman Reigns won the Rumble. But at the same time, I see it like this. Even if Roman hadn't won the Rumble, maybe, I don't know, someone like Dolph Ziggler won the Rumble, and it wasn't Daniel Bryan, are people still going to backlash against it?
I think
Yes.
if it had been Dolph, they would have been alright with it because he's that popular. I think they would have been okay with that because it's Dolph. But I don't know. I think it was. I think the biggest problem was the way they went about how they eliminated the likes of Dolph, Dean, Bray, and Daniel. And who the final four was where I think it all went really badly wrong.
Yeah, I mean, I just found it, once it was down to three, well, we thought it was three anyway, they made it too predictable that Roman was already going to win it.
So there's no way that Big Show and Kane were going to win it, and to be honest, I'd forgotten about Rusev when after that.
Yeah, that's the thing, and as well, even at the aftermath, even when Roman had eliminated Big Show and Kane, we thought he had won the Rumble, and even before Rusev did come out of nowhere, they gave it away that The Rock was actually at the arena as well. In the pre-show, which didn't help anything at all.
But then, to be fair though, he posted on Instagram a picture that he was in
Yeah, he
Philadelphia.
gave it away himself, didn't he?
Yeah.
They could have easily swerved that though and just had Rusev, like Shawn did with Bulldog years ago. He could have done something like that.
Exactly, that's what I would have liked as well.
But I would always say though, when the VIP access list was announced, when Roman was down as a premium VIP, you knew from then it was dead set that he was going to Main Event Mania.
It's just, if maybe he hadn't gotten injured, and maybe if he, like we talked about before we started recording, he's become so stale so soon. And people can't get behind him because once he becomes champion, to be honest, he needs someone to make him legit. And if maybe he does become champion and he gets viewed to someone like Cena, who's probably going to do the right thing because he's probably made Bray good and he's actually put Ambrose on a pedestal among others. Perhaps he needs a legit feud and to become a legit champion and contender.
I personally think he's going to get cashed in on as soon as he beats Lesnar.
I'm hoping.
And then they'll start that feud.
It would be an awesome thing to happen.
So I think the fans would love that. I mean, some people say, nah, don't do it, and because he's just won it. But I think it would get a big reaction out of the fans because I don't think the fans will be that high on Roman winning against Lesnar. And because I don't find Roman as a viable challenge to Lesnar anyway. I mean, I always like when they have like an underdog against someone like Lesnar, like they did with Eddie Guerrero that time. Instead of someone like Roman, it's like someone like Dolph or Daniel against Lesnar makes much better for a story, I think.
It does, and like you mentioned with the whole, if Daniel Bryan were to have won the Rumble, even Dolph or anyone like to face Lesnar for the title. But people need to realize with Seth, though, even if he were to cash in, and he did become champion at WrestleMania, I think he's more ready than anybody on his roads in the last 6 months that he is.
No arguments from me.
Yeah.
I'm a massive advocate for Seth.
And the other thing is, no one's cashed in at WrestleMania yet, so it's been done the night after. Yeah, there's like one of my fears for WrestleMania is for Rusev, personally, because we all know who he's going to end up against.
Yeah, I mean, I think would he face The Rock at Mania? Do you think?
No, I think I've heard it's gonna be a rematch with Cena. So this match at Fastlane will probably be some botch ending with a DQ or something, and then Cena buries him at WrestleMania like he did to Bray.
Can we at least have Lana slap Cena? That'd be amazing.
I mean, I'm very surprised though. I mean, I hadn't realized until I watched Raw this week that the match at Fastlane is for the US title.
Yeah, and I don't see Cena winning that belt because there's no point anymore.
Be surprised.
I mean, it just shows you that he's not really already realizing he's not as high anymore. At the same time, they're just trying to make Rusev even more legit than whatever he was.
The thing is, if they really want to get Rusev over and make him a big time player, the thing to do is have him beat Cena at WrestleMania.
That's not going to
I've seen
happen.
the new suits.
Because, you
And
know,
actually, like you mentioned with Bray.
yeah, I mean, look what happened to him when he lost. For a while, after losing to Cena, it really did hurt him. It's only over the since past 3 or 4 months that he started to rise again. Because that defeat really hurt him.
Bray, with Dean Ambrose.
Mm.
But I mean, at the same time, Cena's done a great job in the sense that, you know, he's actually putting over the young stars, and in that sense, he's doing a great job. But at the same time, I still feel he could do a lot more.
Anyway, back to briefly to the network before we move on to NXT briefly. Yeah, there's so much stuff on there. I mean, when I first got it, I didn't even know where to start because there was just so much to watch there. You got these really good documentaries like this. There's one about it. I mean, I'm not a fan of Usos, but there's one about them on there which I think is quite good. You've got this brief bit about Adrian Neville when he was in Newcastle, and of course we got NXT on there now. Thank God, because Sky dropped we didn't have it anymore, which caused a lot of complaints over here. You've got all the pay-per-views. You've got WCW, ECW. There's quite a few of the specials there. You got the Legends House, which I've started to watch last week.
Sure, I really feel it could use the second season, to be honest.
Yeah, there's so many legends they could use. They could use the likes of Kevin Nash. There's so much they can do with that.
I mean, if Kevin Nash were to be on it, you can bet I'm pretty sure he'll be drinking red wine like 24/7.
That's all he bloody drinks, I think.
It'll be good for the comedy value, maybe Scott Hall even, maybe something like DDP, like makes them do DDP yoga or something like that.
Yeah, there's just so many people they can use on that. I mean, I daren't say it, but the Nasty Boys, can you imagine the nightmare they would cause everyone?
Ew.
It'll be fun, to be honest.
Yeah, there's so much they can do with that. You know, you got the Total Divas is on there as well. You got some of the
It's
old
not up to
Raws
date,
and SmackDown, which obviously is still so much more to be added to the library, but of course it takes time.
We've got a lot of other stuff, and eventually Jerry will reveal a few months ago that they're going to be adding the Memphis territory as well. So,
Ooh.
I mean, they're looking for the right quality videos and to convert them into HD, I guess. And with the new Jerry Lawler set, we shall see more Memphis along the way. I hope, anyway.
I just love the fact that I can watch any old pay-per-view whenever I want. I mean, the other day I flicked from, was it SummerSlam 94 to the Royal Rumble 92. It's just so much of the old stuff on there. It's great.
I mean, at the click of a button as well, and it helps. When I was there with the flu over Christmas, it actually helped a lot because I've got them on DVD myself. But obviously, you just see them on the network. You just press play and that's it, you know.
Plus, I watch it on the
classics that we got.
I watch it on the PS4 because I find the quality on there is better than on most other devices.
It is, I agree. It is a lot better.
It's more stable. I mean, it does freeze sometimes, but I find it's more stable than like on a PC or somewhere like that.
I mean, it works a charm, you know, like you mentioned, it does freeze. During the Rumble, it freezed for me like 2 seconds. And then I think it was when Tyson Kidd came out, and then that was it, you know. It just went on. And the things, like, obviously, you never got the chance to, but to witness something like Sting's debut, when maybe I would have missed it because it was on box office and I had to download it the next day. If someone were to have ruined Sting's debut for me, I probably would have killed them.
I find spoilers sort of something that really does irritate me, especially on my group when you tell people not to and one smart ass still has to do it.
Yeah, that's the thing, you know, that someone always does it. That's why I try to avoid Twitter and Facebook, and even my friends, like, from Hinge Rules, you know, some people, they'll just maybe put an exclamation mark, or they just write, oh my god, I can't believe this just happened. Then you know something great has already happened. So you don't really want to be ruined of something great.
So all I ever ask on my Facebook group is people wait till the day after at 9 PM. It's not exactly like I'm asking them to wait a week to do it, but there's always someone that has to say something. Luckily, I mean, I don't know if I knew about the Sting thing beforehand. I think I did, didn't I? Yeah,
I might have
unfortunately.
sent it to you about
Yeah.
it. Because there's a point where, like, I can't wait and I look at the results, and if something big happens, Craig's like, oh, does this happen? I'm like, no. He goes, oh, just tell me. So I ended up telling you.
Now, wasn't it last time with the Rumble I said to you, please tell me Cena didn't win?
Yeah, and I was like, no, didn't.
That was a relief. But
We
yeah,
all knew who was going to win.
even though I knew Sting was coming out of that, I've still got some must admit, I've still got goosebumps from that.
It's still, at least to me, when you think about Sting's debut, it's still so hard to believe, in my opinion. It's like when I saw the graphic on Raw that he's going to have that face to face with Triple H, and you see a match graphic or pay-per-view graphic with Sting on it. It's like still wow, you know, Sting's really part of the WWE now.
It's amazing to think that it's taken him this long.
Yeah, but better late than never, you know, like they say.
Yeah.
Is it bad?
I mean,
But like,
at the same time, if he only has that match at WrestleMania, and he's not, even if he hadn't shown up, and maybe he only had that match at WrestleMania, it's still great to see, in my opinion.
What was you going to say?
I was gonna say, am I like the only person that felt like it was a bit like, yeah, okay.
Like Smack's not that big on Sting.
Well, no, I'm alright. I like him.
Stop. We are no longer friends.
Love you, David. No, I'm a fan of him, but like, because to be fair though, he was the only reason when we went to this Rev Pro meet and greet, because it originally was Flair. Because Flair cancelled and Sting came in, that was the only reason I went. But it's like, it's nice.
I get what you're saying, Sam.
Yeah, because I was kind of like, okay, it's Sting. Everyone's wanted it, so like, and I was like a bit like, yeah, okay. I don't know why, but I was just a bit like, yeah, okay, whatever. But,
I mean, it's like everyone is gonna say, you know, and if Sting had made his WWF debut back in 2001, when WCW did close down, or even before that, because he could have probably made it in the 90s even, so. But even when he did come out at Survivor Series, you know, and I was like thinking, you know, what if that maybe had been 15 years ago, maybe 20 years ago? Maybe it would have been as relevant as it did at Survivor Series.
I think like that music as well was a bit like, oh.
I liked it. I thought it was quite cool. It was a creepy.
I think it's better than the pro one, to be honest. I'm a big fan of that theme.
But then saying that,
theme, I think it's a lot better.
saying that.
It makes him more like the Undertaker, you know, that you just want to see him come out to the ring.
Oh, I love him anyway.
I must admit, I am looking forward to that Sting Triple H match, which is
it
obviously going to happen.
happen?
Oh, it's destined to happen. Everyone knows Sting and Triple H is happening at WrestleMania. The fact that he's calling out Sting at the next pay-per-view shows it's going to happen.
At the end of the day, like, it's going to be one of those moments where it's still going to be very possible. Even when he came out on Raw a few weeks ago, it's still very, like, surreal. And it's going to be surreal forever, to be honest.
And personally, I think Sting Triple H will be a better match than Sting Taker because of Taker's physical condition now.
Apparently, there's rumours it's happening at 32. And then they're both going into the Hall of Fame.
We're there, so I'm happy with that. So.
And they're both going to the Hall of Fame 2016.
Well, hopefully, like, that's my goal after WrestleFun. I still have to save up for WrestleMania, so.
Oh, it's got to be done.
It makes sense.
It does arise, and we'll find out that maybe Sting and Taker, they would just be smart enough. And if Sting and Taker does happen at WrestleMania 32, I think the best thing they could do is, like, just have Sting come out the next night Raw this year. Just about he's about to retire or something. That's when Undertaker does interrupt. And they'll set up the match just a year in advance.
That's what
just
they were.
like Rock and Cena did.
That's what I was just reading. One of my friends posted on Facebook. That apparently the night after WrestleMania, they're going to have Undertaker come out when Sting's out or something to kind of set it off.
It'll be brilliant if they were to do that. You know?
Plus, it's in Dallas, near Taker's hometown, so it makes sense, doesn't it?
I mean, Sting lives in Texas as well.
He lives in Houston, I think, so yeah. So yeah, it's
Yeah,
close
yeah,
enough to Dallas, yeah.
And if Sting, this is where Sting will just have to go, like, similar to what Warrior did to Hogan in WCW when his debut. Like, you just say, you know, being everybody, being Ric Flair, being Hulk Hogan, etc. But he has never beaten The Undertaker. He was probably the biggest legend of them all, you know?
But who would win though?
Undertaker would have to. I don't think they can have Undertaker lose again at WrestleMania.
But then he's supposed to be fighting Bray at WrestleMania this year,
well,
so I don't
if he fights Bray, he'll beat Bray. I don't see Undertaker losing another match at WrestleMania, because otherwise it might damage what he's done in the past.
I'd still be a fan. I don't care.
They already killed his momentum last year with Brock, so I don't think they'll ever do it again.
Funny thing is, I had a feeling something was going to happen. That's why I had to meet him that
I should have
last
done a
year.
bet on it, really, shouldn't I?
Yeah, I said to Craig, I don't care how much it is, I have to meet him because I had a feeling that something was going to happen, and I've been like a massive Undertaker fan since like I was younger, so it was like, and I was the fact that I was there to be like to end the end of the streak, I was kind of like a bit like I was so overwhelmed by what
I mean,
actually
I
happened.
know some people moans about it, but for me, the whole shock value of it made it worthwhile, I think.
Yeah, I agree. That's what I was going to get to that as well. You know that it was probably watching it live, and imagine being at the Superdome. I can imagine obviously being at the Superdome, viewing it just as shocking, but it was just as great watching it live. Because it was one of those things, you know, maybe he's actually made a mistake and it's actually not really 3. And that's when I thought, you know, okay, people thinking it's 3, but Undertaker will sit up and maybe tombstone him and that'll be the end. But just to listen to that silence, you know, and when even Ernest and I were like, you know, what the hell just happened?
So yeah, to me, it had to happen at some point just for that shock value. Because if it never, you know, it's.
I just didn't think it should have been Brock.
Well, I didn't think it would ever happen, and I didn't think it would be Brock. I don't think anyone expected it to be Brock Lesnar.
Because
To be
there was
honest.
that guy sitting next to me, and he started talking to us like, "What's going on?
Yeah,
What
I don't
happened?
think anyone
Oh, no."
expected it to be him of all people, but look what it's done for him since. So.
But I still believe, and people maybe agree with me, they may not, but I don't know if you guys agree. I think they caused that in the ring. I think they realized he was hurt and they just said, you know, end it.
But then, have you seen WWE 24?
Yeah, I have.
Have you not seen the moment when Vince and Undertaker hugged, and Vince's face was like, you could tell that something
If what I
was going
heard,
to happen.
Taker wanted it to end. Vince didn't, but Taker wanted it to finish
But
with
when
Lesnar.
When Vince hugged him, you could see that Vince was like, "Oh my god, what has going on?" Like, you know, you can tell he wasn't really sure that he wanted it to finish.
I don't think Vince wanted it, but if Taker calls it, what can you do?
I just believe, personally, that it was one of those things that, regardless of how it happened and how it did it, people are still going to be talking about it. It was at the right place at the right time. Perhaps, like Sam said, maybe not Brock, but maybe someone who was in, like a new star, maybe like if that was Bray Wyatt or something.
Anyone but Cena.
I personally would have loved it to have been Bray Wyatt, but unfortunately, it's probably too soon for him.
He was too busy getting beaten by Cena.
Yeah, but still, you know, people probably say that Daniel Bryan winning the title at WrestleMania was a highlight, but I kind of think that got overshadowed by the whole streak ending.
No, it was the poor Divas.
Oh, the Divas got hurt badly from that, didn't they? Really took the backlash from that, so to speak.
When I messaged over Rosa, I was just like,
Yeah,
oh,
I felt bad for
them.
them.
I said to Rosa, I felt so bad for them. She was like, oh no, I can't believe it happened.
You know, it's really, it should have been one of those big women matches, which I actually thought was going to be given a lot more time if they had the chance. But obviously they never really got the chance to explore and actually see what was going to happen. But like you said, they were overshadowed by the ending of that match.
So that was like the worst time to be in a match.
Yeah, it's always
So
the
bad.
same though when you come out after an Undertaker match at WrestleMania trying
But it
to
was the added
compare
factor
to
that
that, yeah.
happened, and you're just like, everyone's chanting bullshit. And, sorry, excuse my French. And then like everything else, and it's just like, how do you go out after that? It's like.
But anyway, we're coming up to 24 minutes now, so I'm just going to finish it up briefly mentioning one of the topics on the Triple H Austin podcast, China and the Hall of Fame. See, partly I can understand what Triple H means by the whole fact that she's done porn, so it looks bad for him. But in the same aspect, Mike Tyson got put in, and look what he's done in the past.
Yeah, and it's like he said it's a double-edged sword at the same time, but I really do feel, regardless of what she's done or what she hasn't, I mean, Hogan testified against Vince McMahon, for God's sake.
Yeah, I mean, and Mike Tyson beat up a woman and
And-
bit someone's ear off, so, you know.
And X-Pac was in the film with her.
Yes, that's
and
the
he's
thing.
able to go on broadcasting.
That's the thing, X-Pac got inducted, didn't he?
No, I don't think
Oh, was he? No, sorry,
He's
he
been
was
on
there,
programming.
but he's been on TV, and yeah.
But it's one of those things, and she's always going to be overlooked.
At the end of the day, it's not like she's murdered someone, so, you know, or raped someone,
Just a bit
so,
of porn.
yeah. It's not like it's the end of the earth, is it?
She's now a teacher.
Schwarzenegger did steroids. He
Yeah.
committed an affair. He actually had a child, a legitimate child with somebody else. So it's the same thing, you know. If you're going to judge them by what they do to live, to say the least.
You'd have no one in the Hall of Fame if you judged them on what they did outside of it, I tell ya.
I mean, Hogan did so many things, Warrior, etc. So
Yeah.
most of them have had really dark backgrounds and stories. You know,
Chuck Chris Benoit.
Scott Hall killed someone, didn't he, as well?
Yeah, I think with Chris Benoit, that's a whole nother level, unfortunately.
He's still on the network,
back
though.
onto the whole China thing.
He's still on the network, isn't
Yeah, Chris Benoit's still been on network. I'm partly surprised at. I'm glad he's still on it, but I guess it's the whole editing hassle it would have taken to take him out, because he's on a lot of it.
If you watched one of the last Monday Night War episodes, I don't know if you started to watch that.
I've watched the one with the whole fiasco of Russo and Jeff Jarrett with Hogan.
Yeah. I mean, did you see the part? I don't know if you got to the part where like they were talking about the radicals when they came to the WWE, and there's a picture of Eddie Perry-Saturn and Dean Malenko. When Ben was actually in the picture where he's covered up.
Yeah.
And you know, it's like how they go to those extremes, you know. But I still find it very hard, almost 8 years later, to watch a Chris Benoit match.
I mean, I could still watch it. I mean, I know it's never going to happen. I always live in hope that one day they'll say, come out, they'll find evidence that it wasn't him and that someone else did it, but there's more chance of me winning the lottery, I think, than that actually happening.
I honestly thought, you know, even when it happened, you know, in my mind, I thought, you know, Chris probably didn't do this.
I mean, I thought he'd been murdered when it first came out, but I mean, Karen literally straight away thought maybe it was him. And lo and behold, within a couple of hours of them doing his tribute, it came out.
Yeah. I mean, and I just remembered, like, everything, like, the whole wrestling world stopped, and, the entire world stopped, and the focus was for once on wrestling. And as much negativity as wrestling has always had over the years, but I remember Sky Sports News, like, being outside his house, and obviously interviewing the neighbours and to see what was going on. And I just remember people saying, oh, it was Kevin Sullivan, and he was actually meant to kill him. But now, almost 8 years later, I still believe. Now, was it really him? I don't know.
Well, I said his brain was like an 80-year-old Alzheimer's.
Some people think it wasn't possible for him to hang himself, but you can hang yourself. People do it.
Yeah, no.
I think it's more of a wishful thinking that he didn't than anything, to be honest.
I mean, we'll never know why he did it as well. That's the thing.
Well, as far as the impression I get was it was partly the steroids and partly the brain damage he had, but I'd say it's largely the steroids because they do make you aggressive.
Yeah, they do.
Unfortunately, yeah.
And we lost probably one of the greatest wrestlers of all time, and one of the greatest wrestling managers of all time. That's what people need to realize when they talk about the whole thing. It wasn't just Benoit and his contribution, but Nancy did do a lot for wrestling as well.
I think what started Benoit's downhill was the death of Eddie Guerrero. I think that hurt him more than anyone else.
Yeah, both professionally and personally. It wasn't the same in the ring after that, I can either.
Yeah.
I mean, I was watching a few days ago, and I hadn't seen it since. Because I've actually got the Tribute Show DVD, and I was watching it.